Hey everyone, this is Vickerman and we're here introducing Blood Bowl 2. Now this is the sequel to Blood Bowl, and there were a couple different releases of the first game. There was like the Legendary Edition, and then the Chaos Edition was the one that had basically like all the DLC and such and additional content. And yeah, I'm just gonna adjust this just a little bit more. Alright, so Blood Bowl, if you don't know, is basically the Warhammer universe, which is a fantasy type of thing, crossed with American football. And but you know, it's definitely not Madden. I mean, it's based on a miniature game and it's all turn-based, so it's basically a strategy game with a fun theme, basically, is how I would describe it. So, yeah, there's a campaign here which is actually really good at explaining the game to you. It introduces things slowly over time. And I think it does a really good job of introducing the game, but it's a little bit slower. So I'm just going to go into the game. And we won't worry too much about this kind of stuff. You know, I may do some more videos to show the other races, but we are playing as the Rivendell Fairheads, which is a team I made of High Elves. And actually, can we... I don't think we can back out, but okay, we'll just go through with this. And we're going to start up the game, and we'll just introduce the team to you as we go and explain things as they come up. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
I hope you've prayed to Neville. I know I have. Now let's play.
So one thing you'll notice about the game is there's announcers. There's a vampire and an ogre who are your hosts, and they're kind of your football commentary type of people. Pretty funny stuff. And you can see you got a treasure chest, and this is Cabal Vision HD is the name of the TV company. So they really go all out on this this theming here. I have not seen that dude with the cannon before, but we're facing a team of dwarves, which is a little... Oh my, look at... Oh, sheesh. I'm a little bit concerned about this. So here's our dudes. You know, they're all elves. Very tall and stately and such, with very large hats. So basically, the races all have unique characteristics, as you might imagine. Dwarves are all about beating people up. They're very slow, but they're highly defensive, and they can do a lot of damage too. And we're doing a coin toss here. Looks like they won, and they are gonna receive... So what do we have here? We've got a death roller. Okay, so we've got stats here. We've got movement allowance, which is 4. That means they can only go like 4 spaces. Strength is going to be your ability for, you know, attacking other characters. Agility is for like dodges and stuff, all sorts of things actually. And armor value protects you when you get hit. There's a roll against it, and you can get injured or stunned or things like that. Basically, this whole game, what you have to understand that is not apparently clear here, is that basically everything is based on rolls. So as you do a move, a die are rolled, and the outcome is based on that. Now you can get re-rolls as well. Just try again. But basically that is how it goes. So we are on defense. We only have 4 different types of guys here. We've got linemen, who are kind of your basic all-around players. They don't have a lot of special abilities, at least these particular ones. We've got 6 movement, which is pretty good. The elves have high movement for the most part. Pretty good strength, pretty good agility, and pretty good armor value. I think that's the average. So yeah, the high elves are not what you might consider squishy. I think the wood elves are more that. So we've got linemen, and then we have the blitzers, who basically have, I think, you know, on the same level and everything, they have the same stats, but they start with block, which is a skill, and some of the characters have skills. Block is really important for when you are attacking, to help you out with your rolls, and we'll see more about that, I'm sure. So we've got some line here. This is kind of a formation that we're setting up for defense. And yeah, so the blitzer has block. The lineman is just kind of basic. Catcher, they have really high movement. They can run really far. They also have a special skill called catch. They will re-roll once if they fail to catch. So that really helps them out. Then we also have the thrower, who has the same kind of thing with pass. They can re-roll if it's not good. And yeah, there's this as well, which I haven't really parsed this all the way. It just means they're good at throwing, basically, is all you need to know. And now the catchers do have lower armor value, which is a bit bad. Okay, well, we ran out of time, actually. But that's fine. I think this is the formation I would want anyway. And you kick off, but as you can see, those arrows, it's highly inaccurate. Okay, so we get an extra reroll because there was a special event, and these happen at kickoff sometimes, which is really good because we only have one on this team, which is kind of unfortunate, but our players were a little bit expensive, so we kind of ran out of cash because you build the team, and then you can get those rerolls as part of building the team, kind of like your salary cap. So these dwarves, I haven't seen this guy. Oh, he's a star player. Huh. Well, okay, he tried to pick up the ball. They do have you have to roll for even picking up the ball, and dwarves are not very good at it because I think it's an agility roll. So he burned up one of his rerolls, which is good, and now this guy is blocking. That's what it means anytime they attack you. And so he got the result where he just knocks us back. Now this guy had a different result, and we'll see more of those. So this one here, he took that one. If we had dodge, we would be okay. And we got a KO'd player already, which is not good at all. But I'm gonna save the apothecary because it's possible that people could also die. So we want to. The apothecary saves you from an injury, makes it less severe. So if somebody dies, it's good to have it. So yeah. Okay, stunned just means they lose a turn, which isn't nearly as bad as a KO or an injury or a death. But we are running a player short. So we can get these guys who were just knocked down back up. And we've got to make something happen here. This guy is kind of crazy here. Strong arm. Sure hands. Thick skull. Pass. Secret weapon. Interesting. Okay, so I've got to figure out what to do. And I'm not feeling particularly good about this, to be honest. So we're going to do what we can. Now this guy, I did give him dodge. So he gets a reroll on those dodges, but that's a lot of rolls, so we're not going to do that. So let's try it then. All right, so we just got to push back. So now we just push them back, and he will dodge back onto the square that I pick.
He's on him now.
So that's what that particular result does. And as you can see, I have the lightning bolt there. That means I blitzed. And that's when you can attack from a move. You can only do that once per turn. So you want to make sure you use that at the opportune time. Alright, so we are... I am not liking how this thing is coming through here. Okay, I'm gonna move over here just because we don't have a whole lot of strength, so I'm gonna try to focus a bit on one side of the field, and that may leave them open, but they have low movement, so I'm thinking it'll probably be okay. Just trying to be a little defensive. So now it looks like they're probably going to do a cage, which means that they're going to come around the ball carrier so we can't get to him.
Sometimes the underdog wins the fight. Not this time.
Alright, so they've used their blitz on that death roller. Okay, so things are not quite as dire as they seem, I would think, at this point. I'm going to use my blitzer here because he does have block. That's a little bit safer. And as I was talking about dodge, block has a similar mechanic to where there's a certain result that you will be able to prevent it from hurting you if you have block. So we're gonna go ahead and get up here. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. So we've got two catchers here.
They're getting up close and personal, Bob.
You need to be close. So close they can smell your breath and see the dead insects in your teeth.
Alright, and we're gonna follow him. You can choose to follow or stay when you do a tackle like that. Okay, and we're gonna try to prevent him from getting very far. That is not good. Because you see, when the dice are red, that means that the defender will actually choose which one is taken. Now we can probably dodge out of here. Yeah, there we go. So now I'm going to position myself here. Dwarves have low dodge, so hoping to get between him and where he needs to run.
Do you think there's going to be any action at all in this game?
So let's go ahead and do that, and we are gonna just do a push because we don't have block on this character, because that other symbol was where you can prevent it from doing harm to you if you have block, but it is a both the defender and attacker go down.
The player's fist fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent. It reminds me of the famous saying,
Anytime that doesn't break the armor, that's good.
this time.
Okay. Now, what can we do here? Only a 33% chance of that. So we only get one die roll. The die rolls are based on strength. So let's see what we can do here.
Is the assist going to be enough to come out on top?
Gonna do that. And I'm gonna stay put. Yeah, I forgot about this dude. Okay, I'm gonna move over here.
More the merrier.
Unity is strength.
Good. And I'm gonna follow, because that puts me adjacent to the runner. And we can do that, so we shall.
Absolutely have to stop him. Or her. Whatever.
Okay, good. Going for it is when you try to move one more square than what you have, and it's a roll on that. And we've managed to do that, which is good.
Especially if the ball holder goes down.
So now we're in a pretty good spot. Let's see if there's anyone we can blitz effectively here. That may be the best thing we can do. Okay, that's pretty good. We can push him back, and now we've got the ball carrier pretty darn surrounded. Which is pretty good. He's going to be a little limited in what he can do because some of his people have been knocked down.
Fair fight can be so overrated. There's always room in sport for a scrap like this.
Wonder, does the death roll have to use the blitz when it attacks?
Well done. Help the ball carrier.
That's what it looks like. Oh. Alright, so when you get a bad result from your rolls, it immediately ends your turn. So he got the where the attacker falls down, and that ended the turn. Probably should have done a blitz there. All right, let's see. Can we? No. Well, let's try this.
They've gone into the opponent's tackle zone.
That's good.
Be good.
And we'll follow you. Well, let's just try this. Okay, good. And I want you to go this way.
Call it tactic. You kill the fool carrying the ball, then you stop him from scoring.
No. Excellent. So one of our guys got the ball from that craziness. Come over here. And now, are you in better shape? No, but we'll do it. Oh, nice. Got an injury. That puts him out for the game. Which is really going to be helpful for us. Because our knocked out dude might show back up. He has a chance of doing that. But if they're injured like that, they are not going to. So we get a double roll. That's what we need. And we're going to follow you. All right, both down. Let's re-roll. Darn it. That's a waste. But we did stun the enemy, so that's positive, I suppose. There wasn't much more we could do that turn, so it's not a huge issue. It's a shame to waste the roll, though, the re-roll.
Balls, Jim. They're going for the ball.
Okay, fantastic. They used a re-roll because they got a both down, and my ball carrier has block. So nothing happens there because we both have block. Juggernaut. I guess it still pushes when we had both blocks. And this guy has dodge, so he's just going to jump out of the way of that. And that is probably just fine. Okay. So now the main goal is going to be to get it so that the ball carrier can escape. I'm just going to stand him up. And he's going to come over here to help out.
Gracefully maneuvers around the opposing players, all done with an assured smile. They really are smug little twats.
Okay, so I think maybe what I want to do, instead of trying to force my way out, I'm just going to hand it off back here.
Ball is handed off and play continues uninterrupted.
And then we'll just try to make sure that he isn't going to be surrounded by the end of this play. So we do want, okay, here's our guy with dodge. I'm gonna have him run.
Stand still, you lazy wine-drinking fairy. God, they give me bad, Jim.
Because the thrower has the ball. And if we make it to the next turn without him losing possession, then he will be able to throw it down to that guy. Let's do the re-roll.
This way, the attacker smells weakness.
Excellent. So we are going to do that. Force him back.
Even Siege would struggle to untangle.
I call that a tie.
Nothing happens there. And I am going to follow. We could try the old foul, but actually that's a little better. We're gonna stay. That's good. I have it set so that cutscenes only show when there's an armor break and something like that happens. So I think we're in pretty good shape. I'm hoping that they won't be able to hit the ball carrier. Now we'll see if that death roller needs a blitz to attack. No.
No, that weedy fella's gonna get splatted.
Oh, geesh. That thing is pretty ridiculous.
Smug for remaining upright. Pride comes before a fall. Let's take a quick look.
Darn it.
Here's the unmistakable sign of a player's eyes rolling up into his head. He'll be out for some time.
Okay, now we need to get this guy out. That's what we need.
Less pressure on the ball. It's a good move.
So let's get maybe up here.
They passed the ball, but will it be a completion?
There we go. And he can do it. We should get a touchdown. He's kind of my star there.
Going to put the crowd just as the halftime whistle blows.
So this is kind of a ridiculous thing about this game is every single time there's a touchdown, it shows this exact thing. And just a little weird. Oh, come on, get up. Oh, they did.
All the knockout players are back on the field. How delightful. Despite being in the lead, this team now has to kick the ball to the losing squad.
Huh, so those guys
They count. Good boy.
were red carded and they had to leave.
Go watch the end of the match from the bench. Good boy. You've done a good job. Now go watch the end of the match from the bench.
That's a strange gamble to include those guys. Because now they're... I don't know, are they running short? Or did they substitute? Oh, we got an extra reroll. That is good. Well, there's only 2 turns left in this half.
Well, spirited stunting gets got the ball.
So we're probably not going to get too much done here. Okay. We have 2 turns before the end of the half. If I can knock this guy down, I might be able to get up in there. And that, well, no, that's not really going to be enough. Don't want to do the old going for it just yet. Because he's not going to get too far anyway. Okay. Gonna go ahead and blitz here.
Smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
Guess I will pull up there. And I'm gonna go around this side. So hopefully we will have them sort of pinned. He can't go either way quite as easily. So there he goes. And this is his last turn of the half, so he's not going to be able to score this. And we will get the ball to start the second half. Darn it. That's okay. We will wait. I think the apothecary is only once per match, unlike the reroll, which refreshes at the half. Oh, nuts. There we go, an injury. Alright, we're going to use this. Guess I don't want him to be permanently... Because I'm not entirely certain, but I think you can take substitutions maybe at the half. And well, actually I don't have any extra players on this team. But I feel like they're still running low because those other dudes were sent off. Alright, can we do this? Yeah.
Put some pressure on the ball carrier. Move quicker. They'll need to get rid of the ball now there's pressure on them. He won't leave them alone anytime soon.
don't think it matters all that much at this point. Do the reroll. Nope. Well,
These guys can't take it. That wouldn't have happened in my day.
I think that's it. There's the halftime. Now I wonder if the dudes come back. I don't think so.